Welcome to the Ray and Everything show where we talk about Ray and everything. I'm specifically in the dark right now, and I'm doing that for a purpose because I wanted to talk about what I titled this video is called A New Era. And we in a new era. Class warfare is ramping up. And we're gonna see where it's gonna go. It's gonna be fully engaged by next year. And rightfully so. Because America is beginning to get too expensive for average Americans. And I think the people see it. The people see it, and it's going to be on us to push back and to hold off the rich and their, their built-in law for unsustainable growth every quarter. I get it. I know everybody likes to be comfortable and successful, but that's not happening for the majority of people. And it's time for a bailout for us. We haven't recovered from 2008. And I know, the rich play this real good game at getting us to think that if you didn't make it or aren't successful, or if you go homeless, or if you can't afford this, or if you can't afford that, then you're a failure. But what we've seen is more people get marginalized over time, more acts of desperation, just more desperation. And people are acting like that's not the case. Well, people are not acting like it's not the case. What it is, you do what Americans do. What do Americans do? They suffer in silence, right? Because nobody wants to be gossiped about how you didn't make this move and how you made that move and how you didn't do and this happened and that happened. You know, the biggest thing in this new era is we're gonna have to have an extreme amount of love for one another because hatred is gonna be out there. It's gonna be out there thick. Division is gonna be out there, and that's gonna be out there thick. And we're gonna have to, look out for one another. The climate is gonna change on us. The people are gonna be getting displaced. Uh, it's gonna take a tremendous amount of courage, but a tremendous amount of love, and that's what we're gonna need. It's enough going on in the world to be cynical about. As far as it goes with this election, let me lay down a couple of things for anybody that may hear me out there. Me, I'm a Bernie Sanders supporter. I consider myself a progressive, so that's a little different from a liberal, right? So, why do I call myself that? Because I believe in the progressive agenda. So I believe in having, Medicare for all. I know you probably heard about that. I believe in having free college, free college, and it's not really free. All of this comes out of your taxes. I believe in having, I believe in having a progressive daycare system. So when you take your kids to daycare, it don't cost you an arm and a leg, and you can actually make it an actual real job because that is a real job. But you can really pay those people well because they deserve to be paid well because they're taking care of your child while you go to work. I believe in this thing called the Green New Deal. I believe that we should have. I believe that it's going to take a whole movement of people, all of us, a lot of us, to kind of and do these new jobs that's going to be need to be done. Re-retrofitting, homes and buildings and making this country prepared for the future. Let's prepare it for the future for our kids. Why not? Why not? To the people who are screaming for reparations right now, I agree. But let's be wise and let's not get placated. I hate to even put a but in there. When we go against this progressive movement right now for something like reparations, we'll be further away from reparations than we would have been. We'll be closer. We'll be able to push him, and I mean Senator Sanders, to a point where he's doing something for us once he gets in office. This man is an activist. He respects activism movements, and he's going to respect things like that. But if we do this division now, if we do this division now, we're gonna be we're gonna have a problem. You know, this life is very interesting. Life is very interesting. The world is very interesting. But we're on the brink of a time where you know the rich people are in a complete bubble, and they're starting to come out of their bubble. They're starting to they really don't understand technology and how much it's moving. The young people do, but we're coming to a time where another revolution is coming. Like, remember the Industrial Revolution? We're on the brink. And we need to use it for good. The reason why we're on this Industrial Revolution is because the planet is starting to do something different. So we're going to have to use this technology to protect the planet and at the same time protect ourselves. And some of the destructive ways that we're doing that's destroying the planet, we're going to have to use this technology to fix that. It's time for us to move into the future. We got this guy in here that's president. He's stuck in the past. He's still trying to save the past. That's it, bro. It's time to move into the future. And I'm not saying because he's an old man, he's older, he's the past. He's mentally in the past. It's time to move into the future. We're gonna have to protect the citizens. We have to make sure, at the very least, bring on some more security because a lot of people are going to be doled out and cut out of that future. But I think it's time for new job training. I think it's time and the government is gonna have to go through government, and the rich people are gonna have to pay for it. Y'all caked off. Y'all caked off. Y'all caked off. We ain't got no more money. Ain't no more money circling around. Y'all are charging the high for everything and then turning around paying us a little bit of money. We still got a high level of production that comes out of the people in America. We work our asses off. But if you index that to inflation, we're behind. The minimum wage should be at like $22 an hour. You can't survive on minimum wage in this country. You can't get an apartment nowhere on that money. So the companies are charging us high for daycare. If you want to get some really decent daycare, come the housing prices are going up. The apartment prices have went up. Uh, and that goes up every year. They inflate every year. So it ain't. We're gonna have to love each other. And here's what I mean. If you see a girl, young lady, and you a repo man, and you see a young lady and she got 2 or 3 kids, and you trying and she can't pay that car note, and you gonna repo that car, don't repo that damn car. Act like you don't see it. You're not missing out on no motherfucking money. These companies or dealerships or banks, they ain't missing out on a damn dollar. And I'm not saying break the law or do all this, a bunch of silly shit, but let's look out for each other at the very least. At the very least, if you don't got to put a boot on somebody's car, just don't do it that day. Come on. That's what I mean. Little knick-knack shit like that. We got to make it, we have to change the way this country is because, and build a better social system and a better safety network because we're not having enough children. And the reason we're not, and that's the reason why. Anybody out there, you can look it up. They need people to live in like South Dakota. They want people in like New Haven, Connecticut. They want people to move there. They're, I've seen articles where somebody was talking about paying someone to move there. I think it's the state. It might be some form of program that they have. Let's do that. Let's take care of one another. Let's look out for one another. Because if we don't, we're not going to make it.